talk about that for a while. I won't stay on too long today. Um, so I was up really very early this morning, so I'm a bit dazed, and obviously with the tidy tonsils, so it's a lot going on. Very very woe out, I suppose. So I just said to come on. I said I would be on Friday just to talk for a bit instead of doing a video, whatever. I did a video earlier on, just talking for a few minutes about it. But I said just come on and say hello to people and see how people are doing. So yeah, so we'll be on. We'll not go too long. Probably just 5:30. That's really it. I'm not going to go on any further tonight. Then I go down to 3:30 in the morning. So yeah, so we're here for the moment. So we'll just be here for half an hour. So if you want to just chill out, I suppose chill out. We can talk about the tiny towns or something. Now we have one person here already. Hello, hello. Happy Friday. Hello, Sean. How you doing? Happy Friday. Happy Friday. Um, happy Friday. No, well, apart from the tiny towns, there's a lot to talk about there, Sean. There's a lot to talk about. I wait for a few minutes in case anybody else joins us. So we wait and see. We wait and see who joins us. We see who joins us, because I know it's probably a bit awkward of a time. People are just coming home from work and things like that. So it's a bit awkward. 5 o'clock, it's a bit awkward of a time, but it's better than 3:30 in the morning, I suppose, when people are going to bed. They don't want to listen to me at 3:30 in the morning. But yeah. But yeah, sure. Look at Ennis and County Clare won all out the tiny towns. So they got the max points and everything. That's so fair play to Ennis tidy towns. They did very very well. Michael McNamara must be giving them a hand. But yeah, I don't know if the notifications were out, because last time I did go out the notifications. YouTube's a bit funny sometimes with it. It does notify people without whatever the story is. So yeah. So how are you doing, Sean? How are you keeping this Friday? How are you keeping? Well, I might just start really talking, and I won't stop if I start. The reason why I don't want to start just talking for about 5 hours with the tiny towns thing, because somebody will come in and be like, "Well, can you say that again?" I wasn't here, and I'd be going on for another 2 hours. So yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm. Doing good. Just home. The weekend's ahead. The weekend's coming, so great. I don't know if anybody else is going to join us today. I think everybody's. Again, it is a bad time. People just coming home from work and things like that. Like, I'm just home now. To be totally honest, I was out doing a good bit of tiny towns. So I'm just back. So I said to just come on for half an hour. And then you have a lot of people to talk to after that. Few people you would talk with tiny towns and things, talk with the results and things. So I said just come on beforehand. So yeah, and then have other things to see what do. So busy evening, well, busy day altogether. But I wonder. I wonder. So yeah, I probably should start talking, and people will probably join us. So yeah, I probably should start talking anyway. If anybody joins us anyway, they could just rewatch this, I suppose. But yeah, so we did very very well. The Butters Tiny Towns, my Tiny Towns did well, and this is a nice, well kept town. It's got rough the past few years, especially due to the new inputs. Let's put the inputs. Yeah, it's like every place in Ireland really too. With like every place. But yeah, I start off with the tiny town. But so what was I saying? Hello, Calvin Wildlife. How are you doing? How are you keeping? So yeah, what was I going to say? I was going to talk with the tiny towns. So yeah, we did very very well. The Butters tiny towns did very very well. We did well. We got 4 extra points, and I know it might not seem like a lot. 4 points. 4 points again would be great. But oh, that's good. You're keeping good. That's great to hear. But yeah, what was it? I was talking about tiny towns. I forgot there for a second what I was saying. But yeah, so we did very very well. We got 4 extra points, not Guinness or anything like that. But we did very very well. We got 273 points, which is very very good. We bet Ballina and Bombay and all them. Even though it doesn't really matter about points, it's just about taking part and things like that. But we did very, very well in the grand scheme of things. We did very, very well for a small village. So it was good. How did Cavan Town do? I think it was 300 points or something. I have to double check. I double check here, so I can't really remember, but I know Cavan Town. Let me see, Tiny Towns. I can't really. I think it's 300 something. I can't really remember off the top of my head. But I check now. So I might as well. Where is he? We're looking for the reports. Tiny Towns reports. Select the county. It's very, very handy. The Tiny Towns website. Clare, no, Cavan. You can just search any county for the years and everything. That's great. Very, very good. Very, very good. So Cavan Town. Cavan Town. Cavan Town. Let's see. Oh, I was right. It was 336 points. So the max amount of points you can get in the Tiny Towns, which probably Ennis has, is 470. That's the total amount of points you can get. So they were very close to in the middle. But he had a long list of things. It's like there's loads of other categories. Oh, I have the Tiny Towns report from 2019. The Tiny Towns report hasn't come out yet. We get it. The 2019 report. This is basically the same. It's a grading system for everything. Litter controls, things like that. Do more or less biodiversity, things like that. Planning and things like that, street lights and things like that. Yeah, it's very, very good. Cavan did very, very well. But yeah, we did well. We got 269 last year points. And this year we got 273. So 4 extra points. I take that thankfully. So it's very, very good, very, very good, and especially the highest was the same. Would you believe it's in 2019? The litter my department. 61 points out of 90. Like the maximum amount of points you can get that category is 90, and we got 61. So which was very, very good. I'm sure you would agree. Very, very good. And the same this year. We got the same this year. So yeah, there wasn't that actually many towns in Cavan compared to other towns. Like there was only a few towns that really had it. There's like Bayable. Let me just get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. 21 towns in Cavan and villages entered. Which I'm sure there's very more tiny towns than 21 in Cavan. But a few didn't enter. A few just didn't enter because again the year that was hard. It was tough. 800 towns and villages entered this year across the whole country, which is very good. I'm sure you would agree with everything that happened at the beginning of the year and everything. Very, very good number, especially for what happened. With the lockdowns and things. And that's very, very good. So yeah. So anywhere else, anybody want me to look up any town? We have a look. I have a little peek. Because they're all available. Literally, you can get the Buddhist report and you can read through it. They have a whole report on it. That's a good number. Which one? Which one's a good number? 21. Yeah, 21 number. So yeah, no, but other counties had a lot more, to be totally honest. But again, there is a lot more tiny towns in Cavan, but they probably just didn't add them. Again, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of paperwork. Like I can't explain how much paperwork it is. Just to add them, it's a lot. It is a lot. It's not easy. And I don't do the paperwork, but I've seen it. I've seen the amount of paperwork. It's ridiculous. But I suppose it has to be done, to be totally honest with you. It doesn't look like anybody's going to join us at all. Isn't that sad? But sure, look at. I won't be on for long, but look, we stay here. Anybody want me to look up any towns? We have a little peek. We can have a little peek. Anybody's local town or anything like that, if anybody joins. But yeah, in fairness too, with the judges, it was online judging this year. I just get the Buddhist report up here. They give this very, very high praise, particularly my department. Where are we? The dog feces, me being the dog one, things like that, for all the hard work and how big the differences is. So I'm only a year really doing a year and a month to say, picking up the dog shit. I suppose. I know that sounds weird for people just coming in, but we've done very, very well. It has been very, very well. It's it's the best in Cavan, but they give us very, very high praise of that, which is very, very good because again a lot of time has been put in by myself doing it. Like I literally only have to come back in the door from doing it. So same with litter picking, especially the approach roads and things like the bypass and things like that. They said it was excellent. Said it was more than excellent. Extensive efforts, like such posh words, and removing weeds and things like that. But the weeds are a lot more difficult. Thank you, Sean. Thank you. So yeah, great to see. Great to know. This is great. Maybe I should just put this up on Twitter that we will am live. Maybe somebody might join us if they wish. If they wish. If they wish. We could talk, have a nice discussion about Titans, and like what else. But I didn't expect too many people to join. With talking about Titans. This isn't the most popular thing to talk about, I suppose, in the country. So yeah. Yeah. Just see if I think. Just see if it is popping up. It is popping up, right? Let me see. So it is popping up, right? Okay, just making sure. That it was popping up. But that's okay. So we'll probably just be here for a while, I suppose. That's what I just seen there was a bit weird. Not going to lie. Not going to lie. How many CEOs can the workforce that? But yeah. Tremendous efforts. But yeah, if anybody I wish I could change the title of the video. Maybe it might get some more people in, but don't know how to do that. Don't know how to do it at all. That's all at all. Actually, maybe it's somewhere here. Nice, leave alone. Share, mute microphone. No, we don't want to. Save highlights. Not particularly. So yeah. Apologies for the email. So yeah, anybody want to talk about anything else? Don't prefer to ask either. Because we can talk about other things too. Anybody wants to talk about. What am I going for here? Yeah, I actually can't remember how to even change these things. So yeah, I'm old fashioned. Yeah, isn't it live? I can't remember. Oh, it is. Lovely. Took about 10 years, but we got there. Hi, we just put high. We just put high as the title. I think that should update. Should it? Maybe, possibly. Could be. Yeah, it's just high. It's just high. Just talking. So if that makes more sense, the title that just changed. Right. There we go. Oh, we have two people watching. Hello. Hope everybody's keeping well. Happy Friday to everybody. I know it might be a bit weird, but yeah, anybody have anything to ask me or anything about the tidy towns? If anybody wants me to look up a town, or maybe we just have a little peek, a little peek. Well, anyway, we're not going to be here for too long, so anything at all anybody wants to talk about or anything. Would you believe it's 5 anyways? Like, it doesn't feel like the smallness as I was watching the Tidy Towns competition yoke. And it's already 5. That was around 12, and it doesn't feel like it's been a few hours. It feels like it's just been about 2 hours ago. But again, time flies when you're having fun. What's this now? What is this? Okay, fair enough. I respond to that later. So, I don't know. Again, the other day the chat was just being a bit weird. So, not in the sense anybody was being weird or anything. It's just sometimes YouTube chat doesn't want to work for me. So if that happens, my apology, because it didn't show some of the messages yesterday, even though people were typing them, it didn't show. So sometimes it's a bit weird. Not going to lie. So yeah, not going to lie. But again, it is a bad time I started live stream. I should have thought about the time. What time would have been the best to live stream at? But look at, we're here now, I suppose. So yeah. It feels like one of these hot tub streets where you're just sitting there, kind of just doing nothing, I suppose. But at least I'm talking some text compared to the hot tub streamers or something like that on Twitch. Some would disagree, but you know. So yeah. It could be probably. I have to just double check because I am very paranoid that there's people chatting to me and I can't see it, and because it will pop up on my screen here. So if that, I can't see it. Ooh, can't see it. I can't see it. I said that twice, but anyway. But long story short, it was good day. It was good day. Everything worked well. Good with something, even though it's 4 points extra, you know, it's still good. It's better than nothing. So yeah, very, very good, very fancy. So yeah, we're getting there. If we can go up 4 points every year, eventually we get to the top, and you know that'd be great. But again, it's just, you know, patience is a virtue, I suppose, and you know, it does, hard work does pay off, so it's good, all good. I wish I could put on music or something like that, but YouTube would just go nuts. You know, they would literally go nuts. So my apologies for that. So I would put on music in the background just to chat. So yeah, but it's a nuisance. It's just nuisance copyright, and it's like, you know, like again, you're not copyright. It's a whole different thing. But so, yeah, we still have one person watching. So yeah, if you have anything to ask me at all, don't be afraid at all whatsoever to. Don't hesitate to ask. Yeah, but because I'm an open book. I'm here. I'm here. I'm an open book. Open book. Open sesame. What's to say? I didn't even post the link until I just said it was live. I'm so great, don't you know? Ooh, that actually. NEFTA also recommends 2 weekly tests for frequently going into nightclubs. Like, that's like antigen testing. Like, what's the point if you're vaccinated? Like, I don't understand. 2/3 of the patients have been unvaccinated, right? Yeah, I say, like, there's something here about the child running onto the pitch to see Ronaldo in the Irish-Portugal game, and she was fined €3,000. Imagine fining a child €3,000. How scummy is the FAI in this country? How did Kilkenny Town do? Yeah, we check that out. I think they do very well because they always do very well. Kilkenny, they always very well. But imagine, just my point, imagine fining a child for running out into the pitch to see the star football player. Imagine doing that. Again, I've seen people do worse running onto pitches, and they come along the FII and they just hit the child with €3,000 for fine. Well, supposedly, I wouldn't put it past this country because it's just pure evil. They don't like anything positive at all. In this country, especially the FAI. But imagine finding the child 3,000. Like, honest to God, like, imagine if that's real. I would look into it if it's real. Loads of people saying it is real, and even some of the media, the fake media, are probably saying it's real. But I wouldn't put it past the FAI. But again, it's very, very scummy thing to do to find a child. Doesn't find anybody, even though, like, again, she didn't do any harm. Let's be honest. It's lousy, yeah, indeed. It is lousy because again, she did no harm, and you know, Ronaldo didn't care. You know, he gave him his short, and fair play to him. You know, I take my hat off to him for doing that. You know, because the players to be like, "Go away, I don't want anything to do with you." But at least he was like, you know, took off his short and he acknowledged him. You know, and again, that's, you have to take your hat off to. But you know, the FAI, if they did do that, you know, very, very scummy, very, very scummy. Especially because, you know, that probably made that child's year, or maybe, you know, could have made the whole year. Might have been the best thing for the year, and she has to look back in that in a few years' time, and she'd be, you know, be upset over it. Maybe they might squash it, but if they did, the FAI should be, you know, there should be one out of the place if they did do that. Like, it's a very scummy thing to do, especially because they paid outrageous amount of money to get there in the first place, for tickets. So what are we looking for? Kilkenny Town, you said. Sorry, I went on a map there. So we're looking for Kilkenny. It's actually very, very handy, this Tidy Town's lottery yoke to look up. So Kilkenny, just Kilkenny Town, is it? Kilkenny City, what do you call town? Yes. Kilkenny City. Where are we here? There's some other award. Kilkenny. So let's have a look. They did very, very well. Yes, I knew they did very, very well. They did very, very well. 351 points out of 470. That's the max points you can get, 470. So 351 is very, very good. We actually in Buddhist we actually have better litter control, and it's hiding this my department. So Kilkenny has to get his act together. Woodman's beating them. I'm only joking. But it's still very, very good result. The top really things they got from the points, you can see naturally via the first and all that. But then it's probably because they designed the river. We are a city. We are a city. We built the city. But yeah, long essay. Like again, if anybody wants to look it up, there's a long essay of the judges just saying what you did very well, what you could improve on, what you could do this. And again, it's very good. And obviously the IB, the Irish Business Against Litter survey, they talked about that there. Yeah. So any other towns around there that we can look up. Like again, I wish I could show it, but it's awkward. It is awkward to show them. I should have started the live stream on my computer. But they did very, very well. They did really, really very, very well. Did very well. So fair play to Kilkenny. Again, it's always been really tidy to Kilkenny. They do great work down there. So yeah. Jesus, nearly 5:30 already. But you look, we'll be here anyway to 5:30. So anybody wants to ask anything, and then I pop off. So yeah. So, and if it is true, I will do a video on it later on. If that is true about the girl, because you have to just call it out, because it's disgraceful. It is really disgraceful. Imagine going and finding a child for doing that. Like, again, it did no harm. Again, she did no harm. Like, let's be honest. But the FAI in this country just crooks, the biggest crooks going, along with the politicians, along with the media, along with everybody within the establishment, the biggest crooks going. But again, that's taking it to a new level. Going and doing that to a child. That's taking it to a new level. So yeah, Superfly, just to say, Superfly's 30 years spots in the Tidy Town, so I just want to thank Superfly for that, because it's 30 years, that's a long time to spots or anything. And obviously 60 years on the Gold Tidy Towns. The first time last year, it didn't go ahead. In the history, 60 years of it being in the state, and it didn't go ahead last year for the first time ever. But yeah, as I said earlier on, thanks to Minister Humphreys for doing it. Hello, Matt Butler. Butler, how are you doing? How are you keeping? How are you keeping this fine Friday evening? Hope you're keeping well. There's nothing happened at the GAA matches, and nothing ever done about it. That happens in every. Oh yeah, it happens in every GAA match. Yes, I read that wrong. Yeah, it does really happen. Like, I remember the Buttersbridge final with Ballyhales back 2 weeks ago. I wasn't there, but people took photos on the pitch and X, Y, and Z. But maybe it's different compared to an international game. Take, for example, this is a big international game compared to a local GAA match or a small county GAA match. But nothing's ever done about it. Yeah, like I remember one time I was at a match, and I remember even watching matches, and people do go onto the pitch. Even children, they allowed children onto the pitch at half time in Croke Park and things like that, for them to kick a football around and things like that. I remember some people in my class would chose to go and kick a football around at half time at the All Ireland semi-final back a long time ago, and nobody said boo about that, and they were allowed to do it, and they would do no harm. Kicking a football around wouldn't do, like, they would do no harm. Like, let's be honest, do no harm, just playing. But again, the FII is a different story with them. They would just crook us. But yeah, there's not, like, again, it's very scummy. If it is true, again, it could be false, but I wouldn't put it past. This is Ireland 2021. Let me just tell you. But it is, it is sad if that did happen, because again, that probably made that girl's week, made her girl's year. And again, it's something she will look back on, especially if she's short now. And we don't want her to have a bad memory of it too. Like, again, you have to think about the children. You have to think about, again, as they always say, justice is blind. You have to always look at the positive side of something. And that's positive. You could say trespassing or whatever. But it is a positive thing. It's not that she was out to cause any harm or anything like that. It'd be different if she was out to cause harm or something like that. But it was no intention of causing any harm or anything. So yeah. That's just my opinion, but I went and wave about it later on. If it is true, because obviously it needs to be called out, and the FAI needs to be given a good town off for it. If it is true. So yeah. Any other questions? We won't be long for 3 people watching. Hello. Sorry, I went a bit of a whack there, but yeah, we stay on for another few minutes into 5:30, and then I'm sorry I'm not on too long today. I said just briefly touch on, briefly tip on just to say about the Tidy Towns results. And X, Y, and Z, and all of the above. All of the above. So yeah, any other towns anybody want me to check up on how Tidy Towns, how they did in the Tidy Towns results this year? We looked up Kilkenny, we looked up Cavan, we looked up my Tidy Towns. So yeah, any at all, we can have a look. Big vibrant to live with. Big rivals. So yeah, anything at all anybody want me to do, or look up any town or village just to see how they did in the Tidy Towns. Like again, these are huge reports just to say, like if you look up one of them, the judges literally tell you, what you did very well, what you need to improve on, what you could do better, what you could do to get more points. And again, it is very beneficial for Tidy Towns and things like that. Like I've been looking at mine, the Tidy Towns results for our Tidy Towns here. And there's some good recommendations. Who came last? I don't think there actually is the last, to be totally honest. I think it depends. Like again, it's by areas, but it's by county, I suppose, whatever. Whoever got the most lowest points. But I say there's probably ones that maybe only got about 90 points. But again, I haven't heard again. But again, they've done the best. But I don't know really. Like I'm just looking here. Like there's loads. Like Kenny here has more than 21 than Cavan had. But I suppose there's not really any coming really last, to be totally honest with you. Because there is 800 of them. Like you have to go through them all to find probably which is the lowest. To be correct, 830 towns and villages out there this year, which is very good. But again, it's not really. It's about really taking part. At the end of the day, it's good that you have something to talk about. Points and everything like that. Talking about how many points, it's good. And you can say, we could do better next year. We can improve. Above all else, improvement is great to do in life, to improve on something. But again, it's all about taking part and doing your best and doing your bit for your town, I suppose, and that's all that matters. And having a bit of fun at the same time, we're talking to people, meeting people. It's a bit of fun, a bit of crack, a bit of banter, I have to say. So yeah, sorry, I went for about 5 minutes there. See, I go on a huge rant for about 3 minutes, and then I never shut up. So yeah. Let me see. So anything at all anybody wants to ask me, or even that's non-related to Tidy Towns or anything, that you can ask me. Right? I'm here anyway. I'm here. I'm still here. GUI in the chat, I see. We stay live for another 10 minutes, so anybody at all have anything or anything like that to ask me, now's your chat, so let them speak up or never be spoken. What did they say at weddings? If anybody should have, what's the word the priest says when somebody's about to get married? If anybody should know a reason why these two shouldn't be wed. Oh yeah, Dublin in the city, we can look at that. Dublin city centre would be probably it. Dublin. Well, it is hard. Like, let's be fair, it is hard to keep a city centre. It is difficult. We have it's a big urban area with a lot of people. It's not easy to be totally honest. I understand Dublin City Council. It's not easy. It's not easy to be everywhere on every street. But they do. I said they do their best anyway up there. What are we looking for? Wahini did very well. I was talking about Wahini. Like, what are we looking for? Dublin inner city. Did they even have a Tidy Towns in Dublin inner city? I can't remember. I don't think they actually do. I might be losing the marbles here, but no, I actually don't think they do. No, I don't think they do in the city. Yeah, I don't think they do. I thought actually they had one, but it's probably the city council that just does it. I don't think they do. Yeah, I didn't know that. Maybe they do and they didn't net though. I didn't know that. I honestly didn't know that. But they did very badly in the Irish Businesses Against Litter report that came out about a month ago. It was regarded as heavily littered. That's the way we regarded it. Oh Jesus! About 500,000 people just came through. Go through Dublin, Adrian. Yeah, I have gone through Dublin. Like I see Blanchardstown, I see Bagnallstown, Ballymun, Crumlin Village, Donnybrook, Fox Rock, Howard's Cross, Holt, Lucan, Old Town, many. It doesn't say inner city or city centre. I don't think. Again, they couldn't. Some tidy towns haven't had that. Like there's more tidy towns. I think there's over 1,000 tidy towns in the country. And only 800 had it. So I think that's how many there is, as far as I remember. The LGT didn't get their win in Division 3 basketball and got injured sadly. Oh, that's a pity. It's a pity, but again, there's always next time. But again, it's good to get to get to there. It's good to get to there. They should be proud of getting to there. It's a great achievement to get to there. Even though unfortunately they didn't win, it's a great achievement to get there. How did Navan do? Navan, you're talking about just Navan itself. Yeah, I looked that up now. So County Meath, we're looking for Meath. Darwin, how are you doing, Darwin? Sorry, Meath. So we're looking for County Meath. When I was up in Navan anyway, it's kept very well. So Navan, you just look for Navan. Does Navan even have? Oh, Navan does. Again, I have to try and remember. So let's have a look. I wish I could show. I should have done it on my computer so I could see the screen. But again, if you look up Tidy Towns, their website, there's a huge report on everything they did right and everything they could do better, whatever. But yeah, Navan did very well, 291 points, and the max amount of points you can get, which Ennis got, is 470. So you take that out of 290, so nearly 300 points, which is very, very good. Hello, Micah, how are you doing? How's things? Long time no see. But yeah, what was it? So 290, which is very, very good. Let's be honest, it's very, very good for Navan. But we still did better in Buttersbridge. Still did better on litter control. We're doing better than all the cities and everything like that. We're one in the gaff, but so we're one in the gaff. But they did very, very well, Navan. So fair play to everybody in Navan. But they did do. It always was good. It always was nice up in Navan anyway, all the time I was up there, especially when the shopping centre. 290 points is very, very good, and especially at the beginning of the year, you think about everything that's happened. Again, it's very, very good, and again, these people, you have to remember, these people are giving up their time, their spare time at the end of the week or whenever, to do this work. And again, it's not, and a lot of them are doing it, and they're working with little or nothing, to work with, if that makes any sense. So, fairness to every Tidy Towns to do their best. What was that? Sorry. Good, my friend. I hope you're keeping well. I'm keeping very good. The Tidy Towns results came out, so I'm over the moon, back the moon, and over the world. So I'm pretty good. Thanks for asking. What are you saying, Shaw? You're saying about Monaghan? Are you accusing Monaghan of being better than Cavan? Actually, that's a good thing. We can rant about Monaghan for a few minutes here. So let's go and look at County Monaghan, just so we can annoy them. I'm actually good friends with the County Council of Monaghan, so I can annoy them if they pop in. Just to berate them as well. Oh, Glasslock did very well. Yeah, Glasslock in County Monaghan. But again, Heather's very biased. I will make that the Heather. I tell her next time when I see her that she's very, very biased towards Glasslock. But Glasslock always did well. It is nice. And in fairness, they do very well in Glasslock. And Carrickmacross and Carricksplaney. They do very, very well. So, yeah, we have a look. We have a look at Monaghan Town. 335 points out of 470. But we still did but we still did better in litter control. That's how I was thinking. That's all that matters. That category. Nothing else matters. It's just about litter control. But rules the waves. I'm talking after rubbish. But let's have a look at Castleknock. Oh, mother of Jesus. 352 points. Oh, Jesus Christ. But they actually better. I shouldn't open my mouth. They're actually better than litter control. Yeah, we're not looking at that. Fake news. Shut down the pipes. Close the polls. Where else? I was looking at the wrong one. What's we looking at? We're looking at the right one. So let's see, Casablanca. That's that one. I know this might be bold for some people. I just want to just annoy some people from Monaghan. It's a great achievement to know. Is my chat glitched again? I'm always afraid that happens. No, it hasn't. Good. We still did better. Again, this is what you're just hearing from me. We did better on litter control than Casablanca. Isn't that great? But they got 312 points. Like, not Guinness or anything like that. So, we'd be drunk if we had that many points. And who would buy them? That's the question. Who would we charge for that? Marlon has tidy. Excuse me, Sean. This great. Well, we actually have better stats in regards to litter control and things like even here. Where am I here? Carlton Cross. Even though they got 347 points, we still got in litter control, in tidiness and litter control, we got 61. And they only got 55. So, again, you could say it's a smaller town, smaller village. But again, there's only one. I'm 31 is on litter control and dog control and things like that. That's basically my category. I don't know really much about biodiversity or there's patent flowers and things like that. So, is the highest rank much better? That'd be Ennis. Let's have a look at Ennis. Ennis is probably, again, I do think it's, they have the max. I do think that's how to do it. We'll go and ask. Where's Claire? Claire on the cabin. As it should be. Ennis. So not technically. Am I at the right one? I'm County Clare, yes. Ennis has 355, which I think is probably the highest in the town. It must be the highest, though. Let's do it a different way. It must be the highest, out of 470. But, so yeah. And they actually bet us. This is the kicker now, and I only seen this now. They bet us by 1 point in litter and tidiness. It's a disgrace. I tell you, Heather Humphreys is out to get me in this. 61, and we have 61, it's 62. It's wigged. Stop the count. It's a disgrace. So yeah. So I don't know what I'm trying on about. But you look at, you have to laugh sometimes. You just have to laugh at how stupid sometimes I act. So yeah. Let me see. Why is this keep now? So any questions or anything? Oh yes, with Neffert yoke. This Neffert yoke. Somebody said about Neffert yoke. What is Neffert saying? Are you going for depressing? No, how about that? Okay. Just seeing something weird pop up. Neffert, oh yeah, I talked about the twice a week adjuvant testing, which makes no sense, but sure, look at, who knows? Honestly, who knows what these lunatics are taking in their head? Let's be honest. Going to nightclubs, but they're just trying to stop really people from going. When will you be back out with the tidy towns again? When do you mean walking or things? I was out just before I started this live stream, picking dog shit. I know that might sound, but I'll just say it as it is. But I wasn't out with anybody, I was on my own. The majority of the time I'm on my own, nobody's with me. But I don't know, we haven't been out, the whole group hasn't been out in a while. The last time we were out, about 3 weeks ago. I don't know that I'm meeting with a few of them later in a while to talk about the tidy towns results. So yeah, the whole lot of us were supposed to meet. Don't know why. Last year was as soon as the results were out, we met. Not last year, 2019, but I don't know why it's changed this year. But whatever. I suppose whenever they get the chance, they're probably busy. A good lot of them. So I don't what they call them when they're busy. I meet with whoever I need to meet with today, and fair enough then. So yeah, so I do that and we see what happens. So yeah, but I don't know when we'll be out again. Like we probably have to plant with the flowers. Um, probably in the beginning of the probably the end last week of this month. Um, so yeah. So anything else? Any other times you want to look in so I can, but yeah, I just couldn't be bothered to read about Neffert. And like I don't even take the water my time to read about them. Okay. Fair enough then. So yeah, anything at all. We'll go for another few minutes. So I said that we'll go into half, but we'll go for an extra few minutes if anybody at all wants anything. So please feel free to ask. Feel free at all. Again, I'm afraid my chat did break, so I have to look again. YouTube, fix, please. No, it hasn't. Good. GG's. GG's. Emails. Great country. Do you have any pets? I have a stray cat. There's a stray cat I really just adopted because she was starving and I take care of her. So I always wanted the pet, I suppose, and I kept this cat because he was starving and she needed a good home. Let's put that in. So we said we keep him. We keep him. We take care of him. So. Do you think there will be another lockdown? I do. I probably like my whole mountain came out yesterday. My whole mountain, sorry, excuse me. He came out yesterday and he said, not likely to be with the lockdown. But again, when they say something, it's the opposite. Let's be honest, it's the opposite. They say, oh no, we won't lock down the country. Next thing you see, they lock down the country. Latvia, Netherlands, and Australia appear to be going the same way. Well, Austria is going full on, just I couldn't like to just go on full on, just lock everybody in their homes. Well, not everybody, just people that don't get the jab. They're just going to lock you in your home, and just put you under armed guard. But I don't know about the Netherlands and Latvia. But I know about Austria. Austria is going full on to the 1930s, going back to the 1930s. Like it's not really a laughing matter, but again, you have to just take it just logically. Think about it. Again, it doesn't make any sense. Netherlands is 3 weeks of lockdown. Starting tomorrow. Is it? I have to actually. I didn't see that. I seen it about Austria. I didn't see it in the Netherlands. I looked that up actually. No. But see, there's a lot of veterans protests in the Netherlands. I know that. 10 EU countries cause on very high lockdowns. Netherlands head for I see what you're talking about. Netherlands. Yes, right. Latvia banned all from politics and voting. Jeez, that sounds that when we see that again. Latvia's banned all unvaccinated politicians. Now that's I don't know how much 1930s you want to go, but that's taken a bit too far. Latvia, that's going a bit too. But again, we don't want to give them any ideas over here. But should look at already have got their way. They're going to wham through the emergency powers just every day. There'll be no opposition to it. Should they draft them laws now when they're saying it's going to be the last time? So they have plans in mind. But yeah, the devil's won in the country. The devil's won in the world. Let's be honest. Yeah, please do. Let me see, where is my Twitter? But see, the thing about Latvia, and I suppose them former Soviet republics, you think they would, particularly whatever about Ireland went to that, we never really were too badly, apart from now. But back then, that obviously Stalin and Soviet Union times been told what to do and things like that. You think people in Latvia would just be like, no, just no. Listen, enough of this. We lived too long under Soviet rule to listen to this again. So maybe, but again, there's a lot of resistance in Poland and other countries, especially Germany, did a lot of resistance. But oh, I see. Yeah, Dutch meeting. Yeah, political for all. Yeah, I've seen that tweet. Yeah, planned. Oh yeah, NAFTA bans like what is the world coming to? Like really. It's just you just have to really wonder what's this French teenager admits to lying over alleged kidnapping. I don't know why that just randomly popped up from me, but it's crazy. It's just like it's crazy just to think that this is actually life. This is actually this is well, first of all, this is actually where we live at the moment. We're living on this planet. Second of all, that we have to I don't know what we're going to do to try and make them see sets. But again, making them see sets, particularly in this country, is just it's just there's no talking to these politicians, so there's no talking to these media. There's just no talking to them. You just can't talk to them. You can't reason with your captives. Let's put it that way. Unless you're going to go Stockholm syndrome. Um, but yeah, I don't know. Maybe please God define right for intervene and teach them a lesson. That's all we need. So, but it's just crazy. It really is. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Um, but it's actually crazy, particularly in this country, because they said we want many people vaccinated X, Y, and Z, and then they're like, you know, we still need the COVID pass and everything like that. Like, please understand. That makes no sense. Like again, they say one thing and then they change it whenever the narrative the shift a bit. It's goalpost moving really basically. And it doesn't make any sense. Let's be honest. It doesn't make any logical sense. Um, you know, and I can know some people might say I'm a conspiracy theorist, but it just doesn't make sense in my head. Maybe I'm just too too critical. As they would say in news talk, they just deem me for being critical of the government. How dare you question me, Hold Martin and Leo? Yeah, I've seen that. Like again, just like that for example, it's just a perfect example. This country's just has no decency, and the people in charge have no decency for you know for times again. That's a very important time in somebody's life, bringing a child into the world. Um, to be there, and it's they basically just say no, and it's cruel. It is really just cruel. How you back, Captain Wildlife? How you doing? I already asked that, but thanks for being back. Thanks for being back. Um, but yeah, it's just it's really it's just crazy. It's just like no common sense. That's what's wrong with this country. It's just no common sense. It's just not taken. Just everybody's just panic mode and just one in here and one in there, not not using the brain. And that's just the thing. If you use your brain, you take a lot more. Instead of just being, I suppose, feed by spoon, you have to think for yourself what's risky, what's not risky, what's this, what's that. Again, I know maybe I'm just taking too much into this or whatever. Or maybe I'm just ranting, old age, getting old. But yeah, we can only hope. As I said, yes, the only thing we can do really is hope and pray, and that's really the only thing we can do is just pray that the divine right will intervene. Um, and please God, that something will change. The wind will change. So yeah. My chat will come up. It's not good. But yeah, if anybody has anything they want to ask me at all, like literally anything, don't be afraid to ask. My chat is bugged again. I just seen that, so I had to look at my phone. Isn't that great? It's a great country. He said the line. I don't know why that happens. I probably have to do a switch with him. Oh, it does come up. Right, good. So I just have to switch it to some other kind of chat. Yoke. Something to do with. Let me see. Oh, it's to do with, yes. Right, that's okay. I'm sorry when my chair's squeaking too. It's just nuisance, even though I put so much oil on it and things like that. It's how am I keeping? I'm keeping very well, thank you. Keeping very very well with the tidy towns results and everything. At least it's something to take your mind off everything. Let's put it that way. And that's what everybody needs. Something to take the mind off it. So yeah. Oh, hello, Matthew Barkley. How are you doing? I don't buy the anti-Catholic chaos, but I see these social media enforcers types. The ones, men and women who everything ashamed of everything. Don't quite. I don't. To be totally honest, I don't really quite understand. Enforced. So again, my apologies. Sometimes it just takes me a few minutes to understand something. So my apologies about that. No, I think I've seen a few on social media. To be totally honest. I think I understand a bit of what you're saying. At least I think I have. My apologies again if I'm not getting the full picture. See, it is so annoying when you have dyslexia. You're trying to read things, you're trying to understand. Like I'd rather have somebody in front of me talking. It would be a lot better. I would understand a lot more. I think it is difficult sometimes. But I do think I understand. But I do think I've seen people on social media like that. So anything else at all? Anything at all? Anything to do? Oh, hello, Kelly. Long time no see. How you doing? Good to see you. Hope you're keeping well. So yeah. But yeah, it's crazy too. Like again, I'm just seeing about other things on Twitter here. When I'm on here. I see about the people talking about that girl that apparently she was fine. Like there's people saying that we have information, things like that. And they're saying she was fined 3,000. Like, that's great. Like again, this just shows everything in this country. It has no soul really. There's no soul. They're taking the soul out of this country, taking the humanity out of this country. Sorry, 101 questions. The ones who in the past would have been called Holy Joes, who attended mass well, who would have shamed others, not kidding up to the authorities for themselves. I come back to that. I just come back for 1 second. Any plans the weekend? Not really. No, just the usual. Not going out dancing or anything yet. There's a few women ringing me up, but sure, look at busy man, cabin man are busy people, cabin people, busy people. Oh, hello. Good to see you. Good to see you too. It's great to see you, Kelly. It's a long time since I was talking to you. I think the cats that they're fine. Well, I hope they did. Yeah, I hope they did. But again, there's a lot of mixed messages on social media about it. Some people saying she was fine, and some people saying it wasn't fine. Oh yeah, sorry, Matt. I meant to get back to your question. Sorry. The 1-2 in the past would have been called Holy Joes, who have shamed others. Oh dear, we have a spammer. Where's the mods? Where's the mods? Okay, well, fair enough. Where's the mods when you need them? The mods. Sorry. Just in case they are spamming or anything like that. But yeah, I think I understand. Yeah, like there's some people that demonize people for different things. Yeah, sorry about that. Ever, just don't click any of the links if they do come up or anything like that. Because there is viruses, and that's why I have mods. But they're not here at the moment. But my apologies about that. No, but if even if my YouTube videos are into that, please don't click any. Well, unless they obviously unless I thumb them or anything like that. And things I thumb them up or anything like that. Just don't click any links if that's okay, because it did happen before. Somebody clicked a link and it happened just to be something, but thankfully they just got some kind of a small thing on it and I could get rid of it easily enough. But again, that's why it always does happen. So just please do be careful. And tell me if I don't see it. Like one time I didn't see it in the video, and it was there for a long time before I noticed it. So it can cause a lot of damage. I won't ban that account, but I just delete the messages. Sorry, but I kind of panicked a bit when I seen that, because I was afraid of somebody clicking on something and somebody would get a virus, and I wouldn't want that on the computer. Like again, YouTube, would you believe they're going after people for speaking freely on YouTube, and they're not doing anything about these spam and bots? Priorities. Where's the priorities? Like, it doesn't make any sense. People want to voice their opinions on different things, and YouTube slams them down and says, "Shut up. We're deleting your channel. We're getting rid of you." And then when somebody does, when there's bots doing this, YouTube's nowhere to be found. But Jenny cleaned it up. Janice cleaned it up. Who, Jenny? Oh, hello, Bitwin. How are you doing? How are you keeping? How are you keeping this fine Friday evening? No, the email is not good. So yeah. So anything else anybody wants to talk about? I still have time. There's not much of a hobby me going. More emails. There's not much of a hobby because I have. What's for dinner? Well, I actually I'm not really feeling up to eat too much, to be totally honest today. Just not feeling too hungry today, but probably just usually a few chips or whatever, a few potatoes, bit of chicken. I'm probably making people hungry, so let me see. Having big dirty fry. Well, you have to have a bit of a fry, especially now, like in the mornings. Like, I don't want to make anybody hungry into that, but you need a big fry, especially coming into the winter. You need a good bit of an Irish fry, a few eggs, a few sausages, a few rashers. You need you need that in the morning to keep yourself going. Especially in the cold mornings when you have freezing cold mornings in the frost. You need something warm in your stomach to keep you going, and a bit of tea would be good. But that's what the councilman says. Are you going back to college? Are you in college? But no, I'm not in college. No, not in college. Not in college at all. Not in college at all. So yeah, don't you know? Like, if I was in college, I'd literally be slamming my head against the wall, because the amount of work and the amount of essays and things that you'd be given, I literally would lose the plot. Like, for so long, I struggled through secondary school to try and do different simple things, simple maths and things like that. And it literally would drive me to the edge of life. Because I just couldn't sit in a classroom in a college or even online and do that. Like, I couldn't do it. It's not for me. It really isn't for me. Sitting in an office. That's why I'm not sitting in an office in the county council. Because I just couldn't sit in an office in the county council and do. Well, you do nothing anyway. You're totally on. But I do something. Let's be honest. I do more than some of them. College would wreck your head, all the PC stuff. Well, not really the PC stuff. It's just just college. Just having to sit there in the classroom, try and learn things again, trying to talk to me and try and teach me things. It's like talk to a brick wall. But the PCs, I'm actually pretty good. I'm not saying I'm the whiz kid of Calvin or something like that. We're going to make that into a movie. It's Coffee White, and nobody take my idea. But and he's just pure meanie. He won't buy a computer. So that actually would be a good storyline. But I would be decent enough. But decent enough. But yeah, probably would be better off in some ways. Like, yeah, probably would, because it's in the colleges, it's just pure. It's pure. It's not the same as it used to be. It's just pure. It's upside down world. They teach you stuff that you don't even need. Pronouns. Exactly. Did you ever open your Leaving Cert? I actually never did. Reason why, I would have probably opened it after Calvin Day and things like that. But the reason why is I can't remember the password to log on, and I'm just too ignorant to go and ask the Department of Education, can I please access my results? So, and I wouldn't give them the satisfaction. I wouldn't give them the satisfaction of having to go and ask the department, Noma Foley's Department of Education, having to go and ask them, can I please have my leaving cert results? I forgot the password. I think I would rather jump off a cliff. To be totally honest, like that's just fun straight. But I'm happy, and like again, I didn't need it. Like again, nobody asked me for my leaving cert results. I didn't need them. I'm happy. I'm more happy with the 8 million views Calvin Day got. That's my result. That's my leaving cert result. That's what I worked. Like I did work very very hard when I went last year in school. I worked very very hard to get things done, to do as much as I could, particularly on my project. On the environment and tidy towns and things like that. I done a huge amount. Like again, one of the, as the inspector did, he'd done it separately from the leaving cert. He said it was a very very good project, one of the best he's seen in a long long time, because it literally was something like nearly 60 pages. It was the most in my class, because you had to get more than 50 pages, and I done the most in my class. So, I done the most, and he was very, because he could see all the work I put into it. A huge amount of work, and particularly I'd done a huge history of the tidy towns in Cavan, and how it started and who started it. Like it was just huge. It was a huge project, and again, and I was up many nights doing it. I put my heart and soul into it. So, seeing that was more about. So yeah, my apologies, went in a bit of a whack, but I wouldn't. Just to put it straight, and you can tell Norma Foley this if you're living in Kerry, that it just wouldn't satisfy her. To do it. I know that might sound weird for anybody to do. You would want to know what you did or what you got. But it doesn't really matter. Nobody ever asked me, and it's no beneficial to me, to be totally honest. Like the Calvin Day was better. I got 8 million points. Let's put it that way. I was more happy. Sorry, Kelly. Sorry everybody. I went and I went there. I'm at work and just about to go for lunch. Starving. Oh, we don't want to be doing that. But enjoy your lunch, Kelly. Enjoy your lunch. They have lads in high vis, usually the odd one who harasses you about your mask, but they certainly take off the masks in the canteen. Of course, yeah, like you often see them, particularly the guards. Like again, when was it? Last year, I was going past the barracks in the town, the guards' barracks, and you look at, there was about 4 of them standing in suppose in the way they've been coming out of the headquarters of Cavan County Council, the courthouse. You're coming down, you can see into the barracks, you can see into the footboards of the barracks, you can see 4 or 5 of them standing there talking and having a great laugh for themselves. Inside the barracks, no such thing as social distance around to that. And then as soon as they came out, mass straight away up into the squad car, and then it didn't make much sense. And then when they went into the squad car, when they were going out to get, they took them off. It doesn't make any sense. And then if you win the canteen, they probably have it's no such thing. It's non-existent, especially in Dáil and things. It's non-existent. It didn't make any sense, but you look at it. I let them at it anyway. Let them do it, as long as they're not annoying anybody. It's 6 p.m. lunch. It's a bit early. Yes, good point. Walking late, Kelly. Texting Noma there. I don't know, Jason. No, good God, no, we couldn't have that. Actually, funny story. Oh, hello, Sean. Here's the moderator. When we needed you, you wouldn't hear, but it doesn't matter. We dealt with that bot, and there was a bot here, and he was spamming. But yeah, it's great to see you, Sean. It's your fight with Norma Foley outside. it probably will still happen. Like next time if she comes to Cavan, I will literally go with a camera and literally will ask her very tough questions. Not likely, because I wasn't told last time. I was literally told the last possible second when she was coming, and I wouldn't mind when Eamon Ryan was coming. I was bombasted with amount of people telling me Eamon Ryan was coming, and I said I don't want to see a bit of him. Just because I just have a grudge against Norma Foley, and I have a lot of questions. She has a lot to answer. Let's put it that way. But yeah. But yeah, going back to when I was going to say about Norma Foley, we actually messaged her. On Cavan Day. We were not before Cavan Day. We messaged me whole mountain. Now before we said anything, I didn't want to message them. I'd be the last people I want to go and message about things. But I was wishing them as Taoiseach of the country, and particularly then Leo too, the Taoiseach, to wish the people of Cavan, even though I don't have any time for them, at least they could do that. And they didn't wish to do it, so they said no, and they told me to go away, because they're ignorant. But in fairness, I give fairness to the man in the office and the man in the park. I got word from him on behalf of the Uachtaráin Ní HÉireann, the President of Ireland. So it was good. It was good to get acknowledgement and appreciation on behalf of the presidency, on behalf of the highest office in the land. So it was great to see that, and obviously it was good too. That we got word back because I had to write it, and again I wrote up too much of it. But yeah, I talk about that in a second because it's actually interesting. We did write to a lot of politicians and things. But in fairness, I don't like Michael Higgins. But in fairness, at least they had the decency to give us spots. Like Norma Foley just purely ignored us. Same with Micheál Martin, they just purely ignored us. They didn't message me back or anything like that. Like again, it wasn't much to ask. Let's be honest. For them just to just to wish us again. It was a positive thing. It was really positive. Let's be honest. Most famous person you ever met. I met Richie Kavanagh. I met him in the Phoenix Park when I was actually going into the hours. And you can do tours around the hours and do one. In the visitor set, I met him in the visitor set. I wasn't, we just basically saluted each other. Who else? That's actually a tough one now. Who else to meet? There was an actor. I remember I was there with talking with an actor. I think he starred in Sex and the City. And he's originally from here. Yeah, I can't think of his name. Because I do remember, but I didn't know him at the time. But I remember now to mention him about him on Calvin Day. I think I shook hands with him. I think I did. I can't remember. But that's about it. But yeah, what am I here? Okay, yeah. A person, anybody. But in fairness, to give him credit, I don't really give Michael Higgins any credit. But in fairness, at least decency to respond. Compared to the other Gavin Beans, to Miho and Leo. And then especially Norma Foley. No, me having to go and ask Norma Foley. Above all else, like again, that wasn't atoned for her sins. She would have. Let's be fair. She would have. At least she wouldn't have been bombarded by me every 10 seconds of the day, talking and literally calling them up for everything. So she could have done that. She could have redeemed herself, but anyway. Yeah, it's 2 to 10 or 11 most nights. Oh Jesus Christ, 10 to 11. Well, as long as you take a break anyway, Kelly. Enjoy your break anyway. I can't take who they get to replace the leprechaun. I don't know, like this, Bertie, but I would like again, no one in this country. Like, take for a second. Let's just take for a second. Let's take the minds of the Irish people for a second. They're just going to vote Bertie O'Hearn after everything he did. I won it on the horses. He's like, let's be fair. He'd probably go for the next election and win. Like, that's the country we live in at the moment. Like, let's be fair. Let's be fair. Let's be fair. Whatever about anybody else, they're gonna it'd be Bertie. Bertie will get over the line. I actually can see it happen. I know people saying I'm conspiracy theorists, but he actually said about going for the presidency, and again, it's just like you just have to put your head in your hand and just like, oh Jesus, and this is the country we live in. Leave him out. He's very cute. With a ball making feet on the hill. Now that I think that's treason, but that might not go too well. I think my old Hoover would make more than a Minister for Education than Norma Foley. I think the man on the street would make it better. I think even got a child and put a child out of a school and put her as Minister for Education, I think she'd do better. Because Norma Foley, like again, whatever but any other TD you went with, the Norma Foley makes, like literally she makes no sense. Talks no logic. Like literally she's away with the fairies. Like let's be honest, she actually is purely away with the fairies and just doesn't have a clue what life is. My money from Limerick. Deputy Stag, yeah, we need Deputy Stag back. We need that. But yeah, that's a long time ago since that happened. Fuck you, Deputy Stag. Fuck you. No, that's not today or yesterday, to be totally honest. Not today or yesterday. Fuck you, Deputy Stag. Fuck you. But yeah, it's surprised he never got in trouble for that. You know the way the Cam Cole is. Well, the Cam Cole at the moment, he's not much addition. He's too busy in the Fianna Fáil. He's too busy in Charles. So he's well, he is a Fianna Fáil man, but he's too busy in China's pockets. But you look at it, that's a story for another day. So he's not going to ask any too hard of questions or do anything really too much. That's that, yeah. But almost in parliamentary language, indeed. But again, that's all he really said to Cam Cole at the time. Didn't do much. Like, let's be honest, there's been a lot more wows that were just like Deputy Danny Healy-Way and Michael Healy-Way, and Matty, what was it? Mark McSherry, yeah. That's outrageous. And then just a pure shouting match. So you're getting your social credit points, Sean, and if you haven't already subscribed, indeed. Wet boys in the park, yeah. If I was in Dowdown, I'd be throwing stuff. Well, the two beyonds, I think we'd be all just throwing stuff. I think I could throw myself out a window if I was in Dowdown and I had to listen to them just talk utter nonsense for hours and hours and hours. Well, a lot of them do talk utter nonsense. Like, they make no sense, they make no logic. And but some TDs, you could listen to them for a while. Matthew McGrath calling them all Nazis, which is not far wrong. Like, let's be fair, he's not far wrong. But yeah, you could listen to that for hours. It'll be fun. And 100,000 euro a year would do nicely to that. Along with expenses and everything, like they're living the life of the O'Reillys up in Dublin, TDs. Like they're living the life of the O'Reillys, purely the life of the O'Reillys. We'll go into half six, so there's not much rush. I hardly doubt I say they're probably all in the pub. To be totally honest with you, the rest of my tally towns associates. But you look at them, they have to go out and enjoy themselves now and again. Especially to the Silver, they have put in a lot of work. My chat's frozen for some reason. But yeah, my chat's frozen, sorry. I had to look at my phone. Don't know, I had to go to live chat. Oh, I see now, sorry. Sorry about that, lad, sorry. Sometimes YouTube just doesn't like me, just doesn't want to work. Correct, Matty. Throwing shapes, indeed. If you do what Fianna did the first time they were in, if you know. Irish Times cover pass required for nursing homes. Yeah, well, I kind of predicted that. I kind of predicted. Well, I think we all predicted. I said about hospitals and nursing homes back a month ago. I said they probably will. And I think the first person I heard really saying it, about 3 months ago, was David Cunningham, isn't it? Computing Forever, in other words. I heard him saying about 3 months ago about it, and that's kind of, I was kind of saying, that kind of that's kind of the way they probably will go, because they are, they can probably do that, they can probably do it legally. I don't, again, the law, again, law doesn't exist and the Constitution doesn't exist. They just have whipped it up and thrown it in the bin, set fire to it and just blow torched it then. Like, it's far from law and order. It's far from it. Far from it. But yeah, I said they were bringing it in barbers, and they're talking about Neff talked about it today, about barbers, and they're talking about gyms. There were gyms too. So that's annoying. So I won't be able to go with my lawyer. Like, I only wet, like, again, I know people saying about my hair and things like that. I'd only wet about 2 months ago to the hairdressers, my local hairdressers. I don't go every week or something like that. Too expensive, that's. But you know what I'm saying. I won't be able to go then. I won't take part in it if they're going to be looking for the cover passes. Simply won't. I won't take part in it. What the odds they show up here? Quite a bit overpaid in the hands. Far a bit from them sleeping off the accelerator. Indeed. You have two choices. Say, But that seems like a threat. Also, you're not supposed to be moderator, Davey. I might be sleeping, but I don't know. I thought you were supposed to be moderator. But I probably would face the 5-1 squad. Totally honest. But I actually said it. Yeah, I actually said it. So I actually said in one of my videos when she was saying about upgrading the schools in Cavan. I actually said, in fairness though, in fairness, I'm not going to mention it now, but in fairness, I give her credit for it. In fairness. Let's be honest there for a second. In fairness. So yeah, anything anybody wants to ask me or anything like that. Just keep refreshing the chat, just in case YouTube just doesn't like something. Tell them now in 15 minutes on, like it doesn't feel like that. Here. We go on to 6:30. I didn't plan to stay this long, but you look at them. Time flies when having fun, as they always say. Time flies when you're having a fun. When you're having a blast, everything flies. So yeah, we're all looking forward to Christmas. I know some people be like, it's too early to say Christmas and things like that. But hopefully, lockdowns or anything like Christmas, hopefully it's gone. People are going to have some kind of a decent Christmas. But we all know they probably won't allow that. Which is unfortunate. I have a funny feeling the chat's frozen again. No, it isn't good. Good, GG's. Because I'm paranoid. Pure paranoia, lads. Pure paranoia. Like, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to ask me anything or talk to me about anything. That's what I'm here for. I'm here to talk and I'm here to listen. No one discovered the most likely yes. Most likely not. Most likely what not. You disagree with me. Disgraceful. Only joking. Christmas is going to be... Sorry, tablet, please. Help me. Christmas is going to be tough if they lock us down. Yeah, like it's going to be very, very tough. Like that's exactly. So two like minds think alike, isn't that what they say? So yeah, that's exactly what the people are breaking point. People just want to just be able to go to their friend's house at Christmas. To have a bit of crack, have a bit of fun. To have the relatives around, to have the family around. Some kind of meaningful Christmas. The way I know the word they used last year. And I don't want to use that word, but they want to kind of have some meaning behind it, some kind of meaning, not standing outside a window and looking in at people. That's not Christmas. You might as well stay at home at that stage. So hopefully, please God, again. Humans wouldn't, yeah, exactly. They wouldn't build like that. We can't do, that can't go on forever. People can't just go be getting rid of Christmas just because the government said so. The people they're preparing the gals to do more work during the Christmas. Well, when does the gals ever do much work? When does the gals really do ever much work? Like, to be honest, they don't do too much. Like they didn't do too much. Again, as I said, they didn't do much. They took a long time to do anything about the sheer trouble that was here 2 years ago on the west side of Cavan. It was just pure trouble. And it's still a powder keg. It still can just blow up at any moment again. And it'd just be pure war. And that's purely what happened. We're very slow to react to that. If that wasn't Dublin, we would have been probably quicker. But that's very slow to. Because there's a bigger story behind that, but sure, look at. Eventually come out. It always does come out in the end, doesn't it? So But I haven't heard anything about them preparing the gals. I would probably know if they were, particularly in Cavan, if they were preparing anything. I haven't seen them doing much. The only thing I know, the only thing I see is they're doing a few checkpoints. The only thing I know, they're doing road checkpoints. That's really the only thing I see in Cavan they're doing at the moment. That's what they're more or less doing. particularly tyres and things like that. But again, they're probably just using it as an excuse. But as long as they're not annoying anymore, that's the thing. Sorry for the leaving allowances. They're not their hours. Like yeah, but during the lockdown, like the gals, I think a lot of the gals were just sick of it too. Um, like they were just pure sick of the lockdown because they had to stand on the roads all night and all evening in the cold and the rain and everything like that. They were just purely not used to that. So I don't think a lot of the gals would like that. If they have to do that again, take for example, God forbid, if they bring back the checkpoints and things like that. I think a lot of the gals would just be like, I'm finished, I'm done, just out, because they're just not used to standing in the cold all the time. What were we? Oh, hello, Daniel. How are you doing? I hope I'm saying that right. Well, John, how's the crack? Just wondering, do you ever listen to any the Blind Boys podcast? He speaks a lot about problems with Ireland. No, I don't. I don't listen to it, but I have heard about it. I've heard people talking about it before. I haven't watched it. I really don't really listen to the podcast. To be totally honest, the only thing I only watch YouTube. I watch a bit of the BitChute now and again. I have it playing in the background and doing a few things. But yeah, what might look into it. Like again, you never know what I could randomly some days just turn it on, and be like, might as well just listen for a while. Again, it's random. Hello, Eto, how are you doing? I hope you're keeping well. The roads walks are ridiculous recently. Except in roads that didn't need to be expanded. Like this is the thing, and I tell you this straight. I'm going to talk about this in one of the videos I'm going to do later coming up. So, like they're doing road walks again. This is the thing with the county councils, and I always give out about it. But again, it's probably beneficial that they do waste as much money on the roads than if they're wasting the politicians. Because when it comes to the end of the year, the county councils, every county council in the country gets a yearly budget from the government, from the central government, or through their taxes or whatever, that they have to use up. Like I think in the county council here we had we have millions to do up roads and things like that. And there's loads of money. There's tons of money left to spend, and they have to use that up before they can get the next budget for next year, if that makes any sense. So they're using that up to the max, so they're just literally tearing up every bit of road they get that doesn't need to be done. Doesn't need to be done, to just tear it up. And the roads that need to be done, they won't do it. It's just the way they work. But again, it's better than the politicians getting in their back pockets, I suppose, because they have enough money. Sorry, I'm a bit behind in chat. If we was pure insanity, why when the guards could pull you over and ask where are you heading to? Yeah, remember the old saying, and I used to be told this. I used to ask relatives and things like, where are you going? Where are you going? Are you going anywhere nice or things like that when I was a child? And they said the guards wouldn't ask you that, and it turned out the guards did ask you that. Where are you going? Where are you going? I even had 2 or 3 guards ask me that during the lockdown. Where are you going? Even though they could clearly see I had a pass from the local authority, and they could clearly see that I had a jacket on, which was a local authority jacket, and they could clearly see that, and they could clearly see there was unofficial business, and they're still like, what are you doing, and who do you work for? And you just and I was like, fair enough. Then you just, I don't know, you just robot to this stage, but I just let them do it. I couldn't, again, a lot of them don't want to be doing it. They're just following orders, as they often say. Basically the ex-gear mindset, totally. Yeah, man, you have Spotify, you can listen to him, and someday I might come across it, if I do come across it. I might come across it, because I won't get a time this evening tomorrow to listen to it, but I do try. It's hard to keep up with everything, I do try, and everybody I subscribe to, I always try and watch them and everything it's very, very difficult, especially when you have millions of things to do at once. It's very difficult. Sometimes I maybe have my headphones in, sometimes, when I'm out on the beach, maybe we'll listen to some people. But, it's very difficult. I usually like to just be focused on what's around me and who's around me and what's coming on and what's happening. What am I here? Yeah, I reported the guard to GSOC who asked me about masks 4 months ago. GSOC told me, sorry, we have been doing any exits. Superintendent's wellness strike, isn't it great? But yeah, GSOC's not really much good, to be totally honest. Not much good. They don't really do. I know of people, 2 or 3 people came to me and said they reported a few guards to GSOC, and nothing came out of it really. I even asked them. I emailed them. Basically told me none of my business. That's what they told me. I was spotted on one stage. None of my business to be asking about somebody that made a big complaint. So there was nothing that could be done really. Like again, they made up their minds that they didn't want to investigate or whatever. Again, it wasn't that serious of a thing, but it's just they're not really too bothered to look into things. Let's be honest. They're not concerned too much about it. But again, and maybe I suppose it depends who you talk to too. So no alleged Garda corruption sits investigation. So allegedly, nothing. There's nothing. It's a great country. Nothing at all. Nothing to see here, children. Demia started. Like investigations. Like the whole system of trying to report things and like that is just it's ridiculous. Sorry again, but the squeaks from Joe. But yeah. Soon near finishing time. We're not finishing time. It's only the start of it. It's going to be. I say it would be a long evening. There'll be a lot of people would probably talk to me about things and talk about the Teddy Towns results and everything. It's probably going to be a long evening. But you look at it, it's a good thing. The more talking, the better, I suppose. But yeah, I am really looking forward to December. I really am looking forward to December. Going to be good. I'm going to annoy a few people about Cavan. Like literally. Going to be great. Going to be great fun. I'm going to really enjoy it. Going to enjoy it. I know I keep talking about it, but I'm looking forward to it. Because I just want to see the pure reaction to it. Again, it's going to be big. But yeah, it's going to be good. Just barge in and just be like, County Cavan, we're taking over. So we're probably on some watch list, but anyway. And before you say anything, I'm not calling the government or anything. So no MI6 in chat. So anything else? Let me see what is happening. Oh yeah, Abbey League's Tidy Towns. Yes, they did very well too. Gone off my homepage, right? Fair enough. Oh, sorry. There's a comment there, sorry. No, I thought the Tony Hoolan's talking to someone I don't care. Your local-minded man, a man on the ground, very valuable asset for any community. Indeed, of course, having a man on the ground is a very valuable asset to have. What do you think of Scotland and Wales and the Celtic countries? But they're really just Celtic brothers to us, to be totally honest. Yes, no, I do think they should be independent. Like especially Scotland. The majority of people in Scotland do want to be independent, but they did vote against in the referendum to become independent. So yeah. So we go for another 11 to 12 minutes. 11 to 12 minutes, so anything at all. Just breaking the computer, literally. So I'm just reading through things, just seeing what the top stories are, what's happening in modern day Ireland. Oh yeah, here's a good thing. So yeah, Sweden. Take for example Sweden. No vaccine passport, no mask. Scotland has vaccine passports, and it shows a graph. And not much of a difference. Not much of a difference. It doesn't make any sense. No. Quick country. Like what can be said? Oh yeah. So yeah. How should I put this? So yeah, it's the Cavan Day. Hopefully Cavan Day 2020. So going back to Cavan Day 2020, the award ceremony for that I think is 2 weeks time. And we're not awards. We haven't won anything yet. I'm very very cocky about it. But it is in the category for the best local authority initiative. In basically, it is probably the most best initiative any local authority ever had in the history of the state. And the sheer amount of people involved and the sheer amount of people seeing things and got involved in Cabinet, like it's ridiculous. Especially 10 million. So it's going to be good. Really, hopefully we do win. It'll be great to see that. So yeah, hopefully that does go well. So I'll let you know about that when that happens. Should be really, really fun. I think the chat might be broken again. Isn't that good? No, it isn't. I'm being a conspiracy theorist. Ooh, what's this? Who dares interrupt me? Who dares? How dare you? How dare you? So yeah, anything at all anybody want to ask or just want to talk about anything? Not like again, it's sometimes it's just very awkward because you don't know if the chat's broken or what's the story in Ballinamoy. What would you like to know? Don't you know? Like I tell you, live streaming takes the battery out of everything. What's this now? Messages, emails, more emails. Great country. The pain, the suffering. The pain, the suffering. Ooh, chat hidden. I didn't want that. No, don't do that. But yeah, we'll go on another few minutes. We're on to the last few minutes before the end of the world. I'm only joking. But yeah, there's supposed to be an asteroid hitting out coming December. Should be. Possibly, again. That's what they say. But again, don't believe everything they say. Always question everything. That's what I... Everybody's gone to sleep on me today. Well, not today, but they say that every year. Oh yeah. They kind of do. They say everything could hit out. But yeah. So yeah, I often wonder they probably just do it for the clicks on their articles. Like that seems like what journalism nowadays is, just to get the clicks on the articles. It doesn't, no investigation, just clickbait and X, Y, and Z. That's what it is. Ooh. Ooh, 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 ooh. Thank you for the wee treats anyway, everybody. You shared the stream, thank you. Good view here, thanks for that. I know it's not the most exciting thing you've seen in 20 years or anything like that, but it will be very exciting. Like I was supposed to be live Cavendish this year, but I was far too tired to do it. And just it would just literally be on the ground. Let's be honest. I just wasn't capable of doing it. I was up all them 2 nights and it just wasn't fit after that to do it. So that's the reason why we went live on Calvin Day this year. It would have been blast, I say. 100 would have been a lot of people here. But please God, this year we will be live. It'll be great fun. Great banter. Live chat. So yeah, we have 5 minutes. 5 minutes. So anybody, anything at all, anything, literally anything. Anything at all. Anything will do. Just to keep me busy for 5 minutes now. This is oh geez, they have some weird emotes on YouTube. I didn't even notice that. I didn't even notice that emotes, but anyway. The more you know. Now the more you know. How is your lover on by the excuse me, disgraceful? Accusing me of that disgraceful thing. How is owned by the Davy? How was he actually? What is that emote supposed to be even? Like, what is this supposed to be? I put in the chat. Like, what is that? Like, what is that supposed to be? Like, please, somebody explain. Misha, who's this? Oh, what? Like, what is that supposed to be? It doesn't make any sense. Hello, Patricia. How you doing? Hey, Adrian. What's your views on these businesses reporting phone lines? It's just craziness. It's not needed. It really isn't needed. Squealing on your friends and things like that. It's just not needed. I think we're long past that. Just squealing on people and winging up and telling people different things. But we're just. It's not. It's not. I don't think it's the right thing to do. I know some people disagree with me on it, but it's just not the right thing. Let's be honest. I don't like again. I know some people say it needs to be done and everything, but I don't think it's necessary. It really isn't necessary. Like I still don't know what that emote is. Let me see. Oh dear, that's cost. That's actually cost. Oh no. Yeah, when if you see, like, if you look at my Twitter account at the moment, you probably would agree this thing that I just would treat it as cost. So, why do you think YouTube's banning dislikes? So yeah, YouTube's going to ban them dislikes. I do think it's just because particularly a lot of social media, like a lot of how to put them, yeah, particularly news channels, things like that, news talk and things like that. They don't agree with the comment section, and basically the likes don't agree with them half the time. So that's probably the reason why. Anyway, I think we'll call it quits there for tonight. I think we'll call it quits now. I have to go to this yoke. We'll go meet with these people. So yeah, I think we'll call it quits. So thank you everybody for being here. So if anything, if you want to say goodbye, that now's the time to speak up. We just take another second or two here. So if anybody wants to say anything, because I do take a sign off here now. I stayed on longer than I should have probably stayed on. Excuse me, I'm a bit tired. Hello, Philip. Were you here at the time, Philip? Sorry. No, thank you. See you later, lad. Take care. I will indeed. So yeah, I probably leave it there. So thank you to everybody for joining. It was a good, interesting conversation we had. Again, we will be live sometime again. I don't know when, but check out the thing I just shared on Twitter. If you follow me on Twitter, do check it out. It's a bit, it's a bit freaky. But anyway, I leave it there, lads. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for being here. I talk to you again. Please enjoy your weekend and take care of yourselves and mind yourselves, and bye.